select Bryce Young, quarterback, Alabama.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to MeowMix, the Carolina Panthers podcast. My name is Steven.
My name is Jerry.
And today we are here to recap the Carolina Panthers 2023 draft. Draft ended yesterday, Saturday, so we haven't gone over any picks other than Bryce Young and Jonathan Mingo yet. So we're going to kind of give our thoughts on the other guys, touch on the undrafted free agents that have been signed, and there are quite a few.
Yeah.
So we're not going to be experts on any of these guys, but we're going to kind of talk about what we know about them and just kind of go from there. So just to recap, we did do podcasts for Bryce Young and Jonathan Mingo. So go check those out if you want our full thoughts on those guys. But long story short, Jerry, we like those guys.
Yeah, we really did. Jonathan Mingo, obviously, someone that was rumored here. I picked him in our pre-draft, betting. Oh, we got to do that too, by the way. Go over that.
Nah, we don't know.
Yeah, we do. And Bryce Young. I mean, what else can we say? I mean,
yeah.
he's our franchise guy. The only knock on him is his height and his small body size. We'll see if that holds up. I think it can, especially with how he plays. But other than that, absolutely love the pick. Getting his jerseys, we'll be doing all that fun jazz.
Yeah, I mean, just kind of looking at some of the since we did the podcast, particularly for Mingo, I'm going to talk about here for a minute, like right after the pick, right? So the reviews and a lot of the talk about that pick hadn't come out yet. So I've heard, that I would say it's mostly positive what I've heard about the Panthers picking Jonathan Mingo. Some think that there was a reach. Others think that it was about the right spot. From what I understand, like all the wide receivers were very kind of lumped together after the first couple anyway. Mm-hmm. Like the next 10 or 15 were just kind of all, they could have gone anywhere, right? So don't let anyone make you feel bad by saying that we reached for Jonathan Mingo because they love Jonathan Mingo. To them, it was not a reach. To the Panthers, it was not a reach.
Well, yes, it wasn't a reach to the Panthers because they had their eyes set. I mean, they really liked him. They liked his size. They liked his physicality. They liked his tools. My only negative is he has all those tools he didn't really kind of produce in college. And yes, Ole Miss is not high-end passing, but still, 800 yards as the most. It's a little scary. But,
a little bit of injury concern with him as well, just from college. But yeah, I mean, last year when he played all 13 games for them, go look at who his quarterback was, and look at the stats for his quarterback, and tell me that he had a guy that he's ever played with anybody as good as Bryce Young. The answer is no. So if anybody's going to bring out the best in him, I think it's going to be Bryce Young, and this offense is going to give him every opportunity. We kind of talked about where we thought he might end up, just sort of probably battling with Terrace Marshall for that third, fourth spot there. But I'm excited about it. I thought the draft was pretty good. As we get into the next few picks here, there are some thoughts. So, Jerry, why don't you go ahead and kick us off here with our third round draft pick?
With round 3, pick 80, the Carolina Panthers traded up and grabbed edge rusher DJ Johnson out of Oregon, a senior. I believe he's a redshirt senior from Sacramento, 6'4", 260. He's a freak athlete, 4.4 speed. But the problem is he went from tight end for a couple years, then back to the defensive side of the ball. He's been moved around. Then he's had some. He punched a fan. He punched a fan in the off. So I worry about him. I'm not gonna lie. I felt this guy has a lot of tools, and he hasn't been in a position for very long. That I get why they want him, but I also. Everything I read is this is a reach, especially when we didn't have that many draft capital. They kind of packaged to move up to get him.
Yeah.
This coaching staff, Scott Fitter, they know what they wanted. They went and got him. Hopefully they can mold him into what he can be. That being said, he is going to be a rotational guy at first. He has that bull rush right now. But with that 4.4 speed, maybe work with Brian Burns, make it into more of a speed, finesse, and bull rush. And he could become something good. It's just, let's hope.
Well, he's definitely a developmental player, but he's got the size, he's got the speed, he's got skills. He's very athletic. Being able to play both sides of the ball like that. He caught 3 touchdown passes in 2020 at tight end. He's got some skills. I would not expect to see him play tight end in the NFL, but he could be one of those guys that comes in and does some of those gadget plays at the goal line, things like that. I would not be surprised at all to see that. But yeah, when they made the pick, I was like, oh, I know that name. Why do I know that name? He must have done something pretty cool. And I went back and looked, and I was like, oh, he's the guy that punched the fan on the field after the game.
Now, credit be, he says that he said something, the fan said something to him as he was walking off field that he could not mention.
Even so.
You still need to kind of keep it in check.
Got to keep those emotions in check. And that would give me pause. In terms of trading up, I'll kind of repeat what I said about Mingo. To them, it wasn't a reach. However, it does seem conventional wisdom. Everybody's mocks, everything about this kid seemed like they could have got him at 93. I don't know that they had to move up. And they did give up a 4th round pick to do it. So it was not cheap to go up and get this guy. But, he had 8.5 sacks in 2022 in 11 games. So I think 39 tackles for loss for his whole career, something like that. So athletically, I think he grades out pretty well.
And we don't know. I mean, they may have heard from, hey, someone else really likes him. They'll probably grab him, at 81, 82. I don't know.
That's the only reason, right? Is they thought that he wouldn't be there at 93.
Correct. They heard rumblings and they really liked his size. They really thought that they could mold him into a good pass rusher or, a good player for them. So this is the hardest thing, is to be too critical of a new coaching staff. And we don't know what they really like, and we don't know how well they could coach these guys up. So
again, on paper, this staff looks like it's tailor-made to coach up all these guys, right?
Yes.
On paper, it looks great. But to your point, we don't know yet. This is the first time all these coaches have been together. There have been no games played. This is all on paper. So,
yeah. But with that being said, he is my least favorite pick of this draft.
Yeah, I would agree.
An edge rusher with 4.4 speed and had 8.5 sacks last year is my least favorite pick.
He could very easily become one of my favorite picks, and
absolutely.
It wouldn't take that much to get there. But yeah, again, on paper, it did seem like they may not have had to give up that extra pick to go get him, but they did. And I'm not going to, praise them for getting Mingo and then criticize them for doing the exact same thing with Johnson. So that's fine. Our next pick here in round 4, our 4th round pick that we did keep, Chandler Zavala from NC State. He is an offensive lineman, a guard. One of Icky's teammates.
Yep.
And could probably slide in right there beside Icky.
Yeah, I'm redshirt senior, 6'3", 322, big body guy. Honestly, I really like this pick, to be honest with you. He's one of the guys that I feel like in 2 years he could be a starter on this line and no one would know. I mean, he's got a bright. He's not freakish athletic. He's not as agile, but he is a road grader type of blocker for them. He can pick them up, move them with his strength.
Yeah, he's a big dude.
I like that, man.
He's a big dude. And just looking at his PFF stats here, PFF has him giving up 0 sacks in his college career.
Yeah.
In 2021, 2022, only 1 hit and only 7 hurries for 17 games. That's pretty good,
Yeah.
honestly. That's over 1,000 snaps, no sacks, 7 hurries.
Now, I'm going to quickly go over NFL.com's strengths
Yeah.
here just because I love one of these. It says, built with broad hips, good length, and burly frame. Footwork is on point on combo blocks, working the linebackers. Impressive drive blocking. Craters gap shooting linebackers with booming hand strikes. Understands protection schemes and plays intelligently. Stays wide and mirrors the power rushers. That sounds great to me. And like I said,
Sounds
we're
great.
also talking in the 4th round, a guy that can eventually try to start. I mean, we don't know where Austin Corbett's going to be. We don't know how good Cade Mays is going to be playing this new offense. Brady Christensen did struggle at guard, in my opinion, last year. I think he played well, but I want the best offensive line possible for Bryce Young. And if that is getting icky with his college partner, they know each other, that could be great.
Something, yeah. This is a good pick. I mean, it's a need pick because of Christensen and Corbett's injuries.
Mm-hmm.
This guy is gonna have an opportunity to start the season if he shows out well in training camp and does what he needs to do. So I love it. I love the pick. Honestly, I think it's great value in the 4th round. Again, doesn't have. I don't know. I don't see anything negative with it, honestly.
Yeah, he doesn't have the agility to be like a premier guard right now. Some of these guys, especially in the 4th round, you're gonna have knocks on them.
Well, sure, they're not going to all be perfect.
But with that being said, I am very happy with him going in the 4th round to us. Like I said, as a guy who could potentially start this year if things work out well for him.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, agreed. All right, well, we got one more, Jerry.
All right, we have round 5, pick number 145. Jammie Robinson, safety out of Florida State, 5'11", 191 pounds, hometown of Cordell, Georgia. Another great prospect here. I mean, especially with Jeremy Chin probably moving down into the box more of a linebacker role, which we think will help him. He's not the fastest safety, but he lays booming hits. He's going to be that type of, up close type of run stuffing safety. He only ran a 4.59, so he's not the fastest guy, but safety wise, I don't think you always have to be. You have to play smart.
Yeah, you have to be smart. He is kind of a tweener. One of the things I heard about him is that one of the scouts said that they've heard that he's not, a true safety and he's not a true nickel. And this guy was like, that's overthinking it. He's a good football player. You find places for those guys. And he's got a great personality. I don't know if you've heard any of his interviews he is ready to come in and prove himself. I think he was projected to be like a 4th round pick. So we actually got him later maybe than projections showed. So I like it. This is another one where just solid football player. NFL.com has him listed as a good backup with the potential to be a starter. I don't know what else you could ask for in the 5th round.
No, I don't either. And you said he could play nickel too. He may need a nickel. I mean, C.J. Henderson hasn't looked good. I mean,
well, and we don't even know how long C.J. Henderson's going to be here. They are probably not going to pick up his 5th round or his 5th year option. So I don't know. Yeah. But yeah, I like the pick. Jammie, anybody named Jammie, I'm down with. I think that's just a great name, as opposed to one of the other names we'll be talking about here in a minute. But I like the guy. And again, 5th round, I feel like you can't do much better in terms of a prospect in the 5th round at that position. I mean, maybe a kicker or something. You could get a high-end kicker, but safety is an important position,
especially,
and it's a position that we need help on.
Exactly, especially with this defense where it seems like they're going to be more flying to the ball. That's kind of the motto.
Yeah.
quickly, NFL.com strengths here. Plays with urgency on every snap. Attacks seams and crevices as run defenders near the line. Can make cuts to match runners bouncing wide. Stalks the route with anticipated movement. Breaks on throws are synced to the cornerback's release. Drives through his targets to disrupt the cap. I'm excited to see those.
Yeah.
Rushes in, attacks versus quick game, versatility to line at free safety or nickel, like we've already discussed.
Yeah. Weaknesses with him, say, takes sloppy angles, oversteps positioning, loses his leverage. Receivers can challenge him above the rim. So, he can't challenge at the height of the catch. And then fails to make up ground in a foot race. But again, these are all things other than maybe the speed that you can coach, right?
Mm-hmm.
Or you can help. You can help him with guys back and, just schemes.
Better coaching and yeah.
Yeah.
Agreed. The speed is the only thing that you're just sitting there going, well, you can't really do that. I mean, you are that fast. I mean, you can help him as much as you can, but
maybe like some better shoes. That's about all they could do. Give him some better shoes. All right, so let's just look at the draft overall here. Before we get into some of the undrafted free agents, how do you feel overall about this draft? I don't want to. Let's put a grade on it. I mean, everybody's putting grades on drafts. Again, it's all TBD. We know that. It's all an incomplete until they actually get on the field. But just how are you feeling right now? Grade your feelings.
Honestly, I had to take myself out of it after that DJ pick.
Mm-hmm.
Just because that one just felt so weird to me. I just didn't really like it. Like, I understood the pick, but it felt weird.
Like a bit of a momentum snapper. Like, it felt like we were feeling really good about the draft until that point. And not to say that he's not going to be a good player.
Yeah,
right.
No, that's the thing is he has that 4.4 speed. He has that bull rush in him.
Yeah.
But he hasn't. Yeah, it just seemed like a reach. We'll see. I mean, we're saying it could be a reach, but I think Steve Smith was a reach in round 3 when they picked him. I remember reading a draft grade that. So you never know. Now, when I'm looking at the overall, I really like what they did. I am kind of shocked they didn't make more trades, especially in the 5th round, trading back, trying to get more picks. Fitterer has been known to us for that, but I think I think all these guys have potential to start eventually. I don't see one of them being like, all right, this guy's going to be just backup special teams type of guys.
So do you think all these guys make the roster?
Yes.
Okay. So give me a grade. You got to give me a grade.
Oh, sorry. You desperately want grades.
Need a grade. That's what the people are here for.
I'm going to go A just because I feel like we got a franchise quarterback. I think that tips it. I think if you don't have a franchise quarterback in this, if God, say we picked 9 and we went somewhere else with the pick that we really liked, I think it would be a B. But I think A right now because you get a franchise quarterback, you get 4 other guys that I think have potential starting ability, and you get a wide receiver that a lot of people really like, and if your wide receiver coach could put it together for him with Bryce Young, that could be a dangerous combination.
Yeah, I agree. I'm going to go A, maybe A minus, just because I do think they could have gotten the exact same guys and traded back. I feel like in the 2nd round, I feel like you could have traded back to the mid 40s and still gotten Mingo, picked up another pick. I don't think they had to trade up to get DJ Johnson. I think they even could have traded back in the 3rd and still gotten him. So I'll go A minus just because I think the management of the draft could have been a little better. But in terms of who they got, I like it.
Well,
who they got.
Well, that they tried to jump back up in the 1st round. It's being reported.
I don't think they tried to. I think they were prepared to if certain people were there that didn't end up being there. That's what I've read.
I read that they tried, but that could be someone's misnomer of.
Who
I
do you know who
forget.
they were trying to trade up to get?
No, I don't.
Okay, it was probably an edge. What I heard
they,
is that
they said it was for an edge,
yeah,
but
yeah.
it was probably
I
too
wonder if it
rich for their
was
blood.
Felix Anadude Uzama, that guy who went at the very end of the first round, which I would have loved. I mean, that was the guy I predicted that we would pick. I really would have liked for them to have gone after him, but yeah. So that's my only nitpick. Really, is I think they could have gotten everybody that they got and still acquired a couple more picks. So, but in terms of who they got, love it.
I mean,
holiday.
They got the guys that they wanted, and that's the most important thing. I think it was Bill Polian I was listening to talk about. He goes, there's all these people who talk about trade back. Well, if you trade back, what happens if your guy goes?
Yeah.
He's like, what if you have this guy, you have him ranked as, really high, and the guy below him is on another level. You're risking losing that guy.
And that's why, and if that's the case, if Jonathan Mingo was the only person that they liked within 20 picks, then you got to take him.
Oh, Jonathan Mingo said that they told him they were going to pick him at 39 if he was still on the board.
Yeah.
So
they had already made their mind up at that point.
That he was their wide receiver. They won pretty much.
No, that's fine. I still think they could have gotten him at 45. But who knows if 45 even wanted to trade up? It's not just the Panthers, right? You have to have a partner, and they may not have found a partner to trade back.
I'm telling you, Jonathan Mingo again. I kept seeing him start getting picked in the first round. He was skyrocketing in a lot of people's eyes.
Yeah, those guys kind of worry me a little bit. The guys that skyrocket after all the football has been played.
Yeah, me too.
So either way. We got him. That's not a pick I have a problem with at all. Like it's mainly the third round pick that I think they didn't have to trade up for. But again, maybe that's the guy that was by far the highest one left on their board.
Yeah.
And they felt they had to get him. So, all right. Well, let's look at some of the undrafted free agents here. Just going to kind of run down the list here, Jerry. And I know there's a couple of guys you wanted to talk about, so just stop me.
Okay.
Whenever we get to a guy that we want to talk about. So linebacker out of UNLV, Austin Ajake. Maybe my favorite name here, Bumper Pool, linebacker out of Arkansas.
Yeah, I've already mentioned him off the recording. He's a 3-year starter out of Arkansas. He has potential. I mean, a 3-year starter. He was a captain of the team, that defense in the SEC. Some of these guys, you never know how they're going to actually connect with the coaching and everything else.
Mm-hmm. I mean, Bumper Pool. Like I thought that you would put some fake ones in there to trip me up a little bit. Bumper Pool. I don't know. I've never heard anyone named Bumper Pool before.
I've never heard anybody named Bumper either. But I mean, that's
Bumper. It's just Bumper in general. Yeah. I'm trying to find this next guy. I'm trying to find this guy's stats. But all right. So the next pick here is going to be Cameron Peoples, running back out of Appalachian State. I bet there are a lot of people listening to this podcast right now that know way more about Cameron Peoples than I do. But Jerry, what are your thoughts on him?
I like this pickup. I mean, he doesn't have that top end like agility and everything, but he did average like 5.8 yards per carry in his, career at App State. I mean, 6'1", 217. He's a different style runner than Miles Sanders and Chuba Hubbard. And with that being said, I think that gives him an ability to maybe make this roster as that, hey, maybe not short yardage back, but a rotational type of guy that may be able to push the pocket a little bit better than Chuba and Blackshear and everybody else.
Yeah, he's 6'2", 220. He's a big guy. 5-year player at App State. I'm just looking at his stats now. In 2020, he had 1,124 yards and 12 touchdowns. And then 2021, 926 yards and 14 touchdowns. So he found the end zone. 2022, only 9 games, 593 yards and 5 touchdowns. So I don't know what happened in 2022, if he got hurt or if maybe he just got pushed out of the rotation by someone else. But
Yeah,
you know,
any App
this again,
State fans, you could let us know in
yeah,
comments
let
or
us know
email.
what was going on with this guy. But you know, he's an undrafted free agent, so it's hard to really quibble, right?
Yeah.
We're bringing him in as a shot in the dark, basically. Who are the next few guys here, Jerry?
Oh, I apologize. I had Zoom letting me know I was being naughty and going over time. Colby Richardson, cornerback LSU. We have Iku Liata, edge from Auburn. I'm very interested in how he does as well. I did read a little bit about him that he does have potential. All these guys have potential. I hate seeing that.
Sure. Yeah.
Jalen Redmond, defensive tackle, Oklahoma. He's another guy that we really should keep an eye on at camp. He has some speed and size ability. I think people projected him in round 5, but he slipped undrafted.
Okay.
So, be interesting. He's more of a 4-3 type technique tackle, so I don't know if they're going to try to see if he could bulk up a little bit, play that defensive end for the 3-4, or how they want to use him. And then Josh Van, wide receiver, South Carolina. He has some return ability that we can see. All right, do you want to continue on?
Yeah, just looking at Van's stats here real quick. Another 5-year guy. Best year was 2021, 679 receiving yards, 5 touchdowns. Also had 5 rush attempts for 63 yards. Interesting there. But yeah, it does seem like he really he had 10 punt returns in 2022 for 151 yards. So no kick return touchdowns or anything. But again, the special teams guy, it seems like, is his immediate future. Mark Milton, cornerback out of Baylor. Surprised we didn't draft a cornerback, honestly.
I think it was the way it fell. I really do, because I was really I think if like Ringo fell to us, he would definitely be a pickup. But
yeah, but we did sign 3 in the undrafted free agents here. So Nash Jensen, offensive lineman out of North Dakota State. I always like getting guys out of North Dakota State because I feel like sometimes they fly under the radar. So Nico Bolden, safety out of Kent State. We got Ricky Lee, an offensive tackle out of North Carolina A&T. Only one HBCU player drafted in the entire NFL draft. Seems a little low.
That does.
Seems a little low. Let's see. Rajon Wright, cornerback out of Oregon State. That's our 3rd corner that we signed here.
Yes, and
Ricky
I want
Lee
to talk about
III.
him. Wait.
Okay, go ahead.
You stopped it right there, young man.
All right. Talk about Rajon.
Rajon, 6'2", 193. Guy, he's a senior. He has some physical ability that can be really potential here. They projected him more of around 5 or 6. He has that size, length, and everything else, but he needs to work on some coverages, some flipping his hips. That's where he loses plays. So with that said, he also has penalty issues, hence undrafted guy. But he's another guy that you might want to keep an eye on in camp to see if he can scratch to the bottom of the roster. And if they could get him working good, you never know. 6'2", 190. That's
I like that size.
size.
I like that size for a corner for sure. Yeah. Last couple guys here. Ricky Lee III, another NCAA guy, offensive tackle. 2 offensive tackles from North Carolina A&T. Actually, I don't know, Jerry. You got Ricky Lee and Ricky Lee III. Are those the same person?
I don't know. I copied this.
Or is it like a grandfather and a grandson, maybe?
I bet you it's a copied. I was
Travis
going through.
Moore.
I could have, yeah.
That's all right. Travis Moore, defensive end, Arizona State. So we got the whole Lee family tree here. We got Trey's.
We didn't have Junior. I needed to put Junior.
All right. So yeah, I mean, no like huge names there. I don't think. We've seen some in the past where we would bring a guy in, especially local guys that like Shi Smith. Demir Bird, Shi Smith was a big one that everybody was really excited about.
Well, Shi Smith was drafted.
Well, he was a late round draft pick. That's right. But either way, Demir Bird, by the way, back on the team.
Yeah. We
Welcome
haven't
back,
mentioned
Demir
that,
Bird.
but yeah.
Your boy, you love Demir Bird. All right, yeah. Again, I don't know a ton about these guys, so I'm not going to speak ignorantly about them. But undrafted free agents are always fun. Always fun to follow them at camp. So looking forward to that.
I think my undrafted player this year that I'm going to hype up is Rajon Wright. So be prepared.
I'm going with Bumper Pool.
You just want to say bumper.
I love to say Bumper Pool on Sundays. That's all I want to say. I hope the guy makes it. All right, Jerry. Any final thoughts here about the draft?
Yes, we have to go over our draft predictions winner.
Oh, we're out of time. Unfortunately, we are out of time.
Oh, well, we could speed through this. I see 4 minutes on the clock. So, how many quarterbacks are drafted in the top 10? You picked 3. I picked 4. You won that one. Congratulations. Started out with a bang.
Technically. Oh, you're talking about the top 10.
Top 10.
Top 10. Okay.
That's what we had here. You won that one. How many QBs are drafted in the first round? You said 4. I said 5. We were both wrong. It happens.
Only 3.
I mean, you started out really good. Over, under, 2.5 trade for the Panthers during the draft. I picked over. You picked under. Congratulations. You're up on me 2-0 now. More offensive or defensive picks for the Panthers. You picked offensive. I went defensive more or less just to go the opposite way. Again, 3-0. Off to such a strong start. Feeling good right now. Yeah. What position drafted by the Panthers in the second round? You said edge. I said receiver. I could see either one, but we picked Jonathan Mingo, which, by the way, that first. This is the bonus. I got a 3-point bonus for picking Jonathan Mingo as somebody the Panthers will pick. Yeah, you did. And that's 3 years in a row now that we've gotten and this was picks. The earliest one. Usually we get like a 5th round pick. We're going to have to try to do that again. Over under pick 13.5 for Bijan Robinson. Over, you said. Under, I said. So, yeah. You missed who is the second QB drafted. I said Levis. You said Stroud. It was Stroud. Oh, I did miss that one. I apologize. Is Darnell Washington drafted in the first round? We both said no, and that was correct. Well, I was skipping the tie. That's why. Oh, no, you got to say them. People want to hear. Yeah. Does Atlanta draft a quarterback the first 2 rounds? We both said no. How many long snappers will be drafted? I said 0. You said 0. I didn't even check that one. I honestly don't even know, but I'm just going to assume the answer is no. None. Either way, we tied. So I don't think we don't need to worry about that. Will Matt Corral be traded during the draft? You said yes. I said no. Oh, that's another point for me, by the way. I didn't even think about that. Yep. Will there be a big-time player trade in the first 2 rounds of the draft? And we likened this to A.J. Brown last year. I said yes. You said no. There was not. Yeah, so I thought Hopkins was going to get traded. Yeah. I thought I was going to lose that point. Hopkins or Trey Lance, or I thought there was going to be something. And there was just nothing. It was kind of boring in terms of that. The draft overall, I thought was very good and interesting. Yeah. But in terms of trades, no massive ones. Yeah, but overall, I finally came out victorious on an Amazon. Yeah. So yeah, I'm gonna I owe you an up to $20 Amazon purchase. That I will have sent directly to your residence. And we will open on the air, or I will open on the air. Why don't you go ahead and give me your address right now on the air? No, I won't do that. Okay. and again, we try to keep it Panthers related after the duck incident. After the duck incident, yes. And by the way, that is how I'm going to refer to it from now on, the duck incident. It's a shame that I don't get my own duck incident to send you, but that's okay. Keep it. We'll start off on the right foot here. All right. Well, congratulations, Jerry. You got one. You got one on me. I feel like most of our bets go my way, but this one you absolutely destroyed me. So All right,
Nice
we
job.
got less than a minute before Zoom kicks us off. So we want to thank everyone
All
for
right.
listening. If you like the show, please let your friends know. Please follow us on Twitter at MeowMix Podcast. If you have any questions or comments, you can email us at mailbag@meowmixpodcast.com or leave us a comment on YouTube. And please like and subscribe there as well.
We'll be back soon. We might take a week off or so, just kind of let things settle. Certainly, if there's any news, we'll be back. But until then, everybody stay safe out there and keep pounding.
Stand and cheer for the